Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Jeff, and today I'm going to show you how to remix a Thingiverse file for your own needs. Stay tuned. Hey guys, I'm back with another video. When you go into Thingiverse, Thingiverse has millions and millions and millions of files out there, like a plethora. There's Thingiverse, there's My Mini Factory, Yegi. There's a whole bunch of places where you can get STLs and stuff like that. When you download something, and here's an example, right? I started this channel. I am looking for a portable tripod mount, so I found one, and it's the phone tripod holder by a user named Krivet, Kvriet, and look at this. This thing is really cool. It's beautiful, right? It's got the adjustable legs and stuff, and you're able to mount your phone with the simple help of an elastic band. But I think the gentleman's phone is actually smaller than my phone, or lighter, so this part here is a little bit wobbly on my phone. It's a great design, no doubt, but I like a larger phone, and with this design it's a little bit wobbly, right? Still works fine. You can still put it down and play around here. Let me see if I can adjust here a little bit so you guys can see. There you go. See, you can still play around and adjust it and stuff, but it gets all flippy, right? Like it's a little too flippy. Flippy, is flippy a word? You know what I mean, floppy, right? So I'm gonna take the elastic off. So if you look at this here, right, this little bit here, right, that is an individual little piece that will work really good with a lighter phone, because look at those legs, those look great and stuff like that, and this holds its position and stuff. So I have two options here. So what I'm going to show you guys is I'm going to go into Tinkercad and I'm going to do two things, and we're going to print them both and we're going to see how they work. The first thing I'm going to do is, here, let me adjust this back up here, and this is, if I get this working right, I'll be able to cut in between the two cameras. So you would be flipping the camera down, flipping the camera forward, and all that stuff, right? We don't want that, right? We want a nice smooth transition. So we got our mount here. So there's two things that I can do here. I can do one thing. I can look in Thingiverse and find a cover or something, or some sort of holder for my phone that I can then remix into this phone holder. Or my second option, option number 2, is that I can design a phone holder of some sort that will mesh into this. Because I really like the legs. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it's just this little piece here. Let me see if I can pop this off here. This little piece here, I think, and that little centerpiece there, what I can do is I will figure out how to, I could probably just fuse that together and then just adjust the angles with the leg. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to show you guys how to do, is come up with those ideas. First, we're going to take this model, and we're going to take another model from Thingiverse, and we're going to see if we can mesh them together. And then we're going to print it out, and we're going to see if it works better with the phone. And then 2, we're going to design a frame and put it on here. And we're going to see how that works out. All right, I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited. Let's get started.
All right, so I'm at the computer now, and what I'm going to do is I've gone to Thingiverse already. This is a site that's, I think, is one of the first sites out that had the 3D models on it, and I'm going to search for my phone case, which is a Samsung S9 Plus. Alright, now Thingiverse gets fussy sometimes. It won't kind of find some stuff for you. So, but it looks like it's doing okay today. Yay! So, let me show you the original tripod holder I had. So this is the original tripod holder I had, and this is made by a maker called Krivet, Kvriet, and it's a really good design, but they actually have a smaller phone. And my phone is too big, so it makes it all kind of wobbly, right? So, but it's really smart, really nice design, but it's made for a smaller phone, as I said. So I think my plan is that um, I'm going to ditch this piece altogether here, and that ball joint, I think what I'm going to do is just nip off the top of that ball joint and then fuse something to this flat panel. So, and that's what I said before. I said I was going to find something to remix and then make my own design. So here's something for a remix, right? Like this would be a nice phone case. Um, so what we could do is we could take this phone case, there it is sideways like that, and then we could just fuse this on top of that mount and then just clip it in, and then we have it. But I actually found something very similar to what I was going to design, and that is a cradle. So this is by Ramjet X. It's a Galaxy S S9 Plus car headrest phone holder. And if I look at it here, this is actually perfect. This is exactly what I was going to design. Something very similar anyways, without these hooks on it. So that should be relatively easy to adjust in order to mix. So what you're going to do is you're going to download the files, and then once you download them, you're going to open them up, and you're going to, wherever they are, you're going to have to unzip them or do whatever you are, and you're going to have to go into a CAD program. I'm going to use Tinkercad right now. So I'm going to have the tripod holder file, and I'm going to have this car headrest file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash them together. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the import button. We're going to go to choose a file. We're going to go to downloads where my stuff is, and I want the tripod holder files, and I believe it's the heart piece here. We're going to open that, and we're going to import him. All right. And there it is. So what I'm going to do with this now is what I said I was going to do. I'm going to try to just nip off this top ball here and have a flat surface. So over here on Tinkercad, there's two kind of shapes. There's your solid shapes, and then there's what's called a hole shape. So a hole you can use, I think of it as an eraser. You can adjust it and move it around and put it where you want to erase something. So I'm going to look at this top view for a second here. Now I'm just going to move my eraser around until I'm encompassing that top ball. Then what I'm going to do is switch to my front view, and then I'm actually going to zoom in on my model here just to make sure I have it in the right spot, and we're going to lift this up, my eraser, until I get to my flat surface. I believe it's right there. I want to make sure. No, see I got a little gap there, so I actually want to drop that down a hair. Oops. Okay, so let me just zoom out a bit. No, that's in. Plus is in, duh. Okay. Alright, so this I can just drop down one hair. There we go. Alright. I can actually drop it down to half if I wanted to, but I think that's going to be okay. As long as I have a flat surface to work on, I'm going to be fine. Now all I'm going to do is join these two up, and then we're going to group them. So you join them by highlighting both figures, and then you hit this button here, which is a group button. And there we go. So I have that flat surface to work on now. Alright, so that's part one. Now part two, let's just move this bad boy out of the way here. Let's just throw you over here. Alright, and we're going to go import. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go import from our downloads. We have that car rest holder here. Whoops. And files. As I say, I am not a computer literate person at all. Okay, so we have a Travel Nanny no logo, and Speaker Mod. So we'll go with the no logo one, right? And we'll import that sucker too. Yeah, I don't know CAD at all. As I say, I'm just playing around with this stuff. And I'm learning as I go, right? So I'm hoping you join me on my journey, but at the same point in time, I want to show you that you shouldn't be afraid to try anything like this. I think, you need to experiment a little bit with this and figure it out as you go along. So my goal here is to cut these two arms off. So we're going to do the same thing with the box. We're going to line the box up where we want to, and basically all we're going to do is we're going to stretch this bad boy out. Okay, whoops. See, don't be afraid to make a mistake, right? And we'll make him super tall. And so we have that lined up, I believe, where I want it to be. It's, hang on, let's get closer. See, I want it to just hit the edge of right there. So it's flush, right? Perfect, okay. So now it's going to be flush. So literally all I have to do is we're going to make this a bit wider to encompass all of this. See that? Let's have a look at the top view. Make sure we're okay. I don't want to be over too much. I think I'm okay. And now we're going to group this. All right. Now the beautiful thing is if you make a mistake, there is a back button right here. All right. So group. Let's have a look. Hopefully we've got it all together. And it should be beautiful. Did I not group it? Let's try grouping it again. Here we go. I'm pretty sure I grouped it. Might just be my computer slow. Yeah. All right. So give it a second or two. Make sure we're all good to go here. Yeah, it's probably my computer's just slow, right? So, because see, it says the ungroup, it doesn't say group right now, so that's how I know it's grouped. It's just the computer is acting a little slow. And that's okay, because everything, it's your pace and what you do. Look at that, see, it just happened. So I'm going to look at this, and it looks really good, right? Looks really good. So now what we're going to do is, let's focus, we'll turn this to 90 degrees. So see here. Let me just zoom out a bit so you can see. There we go. So I want to, let's change that to 90. There we go. Look at that. So that's absolutely perfect now. Now this is going to be like, whoops. All right. See, remember that undo button? There we go. We want to keep that the same size. So let's zoom in here. And all we're going to do is we're going to move this bad boy right to the center. Oh, as a matter of fact, you can probably move it right. This is going to be kind of like the eagle has landed for those of you who are as old as me and vaguely remember the lunar lander. Okay, I'm going to lie, I'm not that old, but that's okay. So we're going to take this bad boy and we're going to move him down. So again, oh, we're going to zoom out. My bad. Boom, 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 boom. And we're just going to drop this boy right all. Oh, so let's go to the top view now. And we can actually isolate this view a little bit here. So you see how I'm just a little bit off? I want to make sure this is centered, right? That looks pretty good. Because if I'm not centered, I'm going to be a little wonky. It looks like I'm pretty good. You can always use the advanced features in Tinkercad and check it's 170 mils. there's a ruler function and stuff, so you can adjust all that stuff. I'm just going to eyeball it right now, as I said, quick and dirty, right? Now, usually, they'll give you this right in the middle, so that's actually a good thing. So you see I'm a little bit off here, so we're just going to go over and try that out here. There we go. So that looks like I'm dead bang on center. So what I'm going to do is I want to have a look in there. I want to make sure, you see how I'm a little bit high? So I just want to make sure that I can bring this up. There we go. So I want to make sure that I'm in there and I'm secure and I can see the brown piece, and then it will work out. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to group. And that's our remix. It's clean, it's dirty, it's, you know, it is what it is, right? It's awesome. All right, so there's our remix. We have our beautiful thing here. So what we're going to do now, we're going to export this as an STL. And we're going to go into Prusa Slicer once this is exported. Now remember the name. I didn't change the name, unfortunately, so it's a Brave Usam. So it's preparing the model for export. I do have Prusa Slicer opened up right now. I'll print this on my Prusa MK3, and we're going to go import STLs, downloads, and has it saved yet? No. Alright, let's go back. What's taking so long? There we go. So it's preparing. Okay, so we're going to save the file. And there we go. Alright, we're good. We should be there, right? So there's my Brave USAM. So I can just literally either open it this way. And there we go, right? So what we're going to do is we will print this with supports from build plate. Yes. 0.2 speed, 0.2 millimeter layer heights on the speed profile for the Prusa MK3. We'll use a generic PLA. We'll do it on my original MK3S. I have the MMU2, so this means it's just a single filament. 20% infill, should be nice and strong. So yeah, so we'll just slice this bad boy. It's sliced, and it's going to take about 5 hours. Alright, so I'm going to export this G code, and I'm going to start it on the printer, and we should see you guys in about 6 hours or so. Well, 5. Alright, I can't wait. Let's see how this turns out.
Hey everyone. Okay, so I'm back. I've got the print finished. Let's review though. So what we did was I went over to Thingiverse, and then we what did we do here? We went to Thingiverse, we downloaded a couple of models, and we tried to fuse those two models together. So we tried to remix it, and we used this as our original model, but this was kind of loosey-goosey, right? Because it was made for a smaller phone than what I have. So what we did was we took this little ball joint here, and we took the ball off, and then we fused on a cradle, I guess you would call it, for a phone, and we're going to see if it works. So this is the final print. So we got the bottom fused on here onto this cradle, and we're going to be able to drop our phone in, and we're going to be able to still use the camera and stuff. So I think that's really cool and awesome. I actually have a few extra legs here. Let's see if we can, here, let's touch it down a bit here. And we'll go onto the table. So we got some legs here. We got the cradle. Let's see if we can make this work here. All right. All right, I'm excited. So we have here, we're going to put our legs down, our camera down, and we're going to slide our camera in. Look at that. We now have a tripod that we've remixed from Thingiverse using 2 different models into one. Now, that's really cool, right? Like I said, I am not good at Tinkercad at all. Not one bit whatsoever. Here, let's bring you back up here, right? I'm not good at Tinkercad whatsoever. You know, I'm just learning it myself. But you know, this is a cool thing for everyone to try out. If you have something that doesn't quite work for you, you can try to remix the model or adjust it slightly. And it's really easy to do, right? Like, it took 10 minutes for us to slice that model to figure it out what we were going to do with it, and to cut the two pieces and put them together. And it ended up, we got ourselves a nice little portable tripod for my camera here. Or phone camera. I remember back in school, you'll never have a calculator in your pocket, kid. Well, we got phones, calculators, computers, and everything. So, well, this is really cool, right? So, you know, and this is the thing, right? This is going to be like, you know, it gives us a chance. Don't be intimidated by the process or anything. We're going to try new things. Give it a whirl. See what you can do. I don't know CAD at all, right? Like, I'm preschool when it comes to CAD, but we looked at two things we saw and we put it together and we made something that works. So, you know, find something that if it doesn't quite work for you, try and come up with a solution. You know, it's going to be really rewarding when that happens to you, right? So I want to thank you guys for hanging around till the end of this video. I'm glad you got to see the end result. I think that's really cool, right? It seems to work quite well. It will work wonderfully. See the phone's turning on and stuff, and we'll be able to videotape and stuff like that. So again, thank you for sticking around. If you have any comments, anything I could do differently or better, please don't be afraid to leave something in the comments. Please click subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.